I can't talk right now. I'm on the potty.
Where the party at? Where the party at? Where the party at? You know I can't forget to wash my hands.
From the walls, Jericho.
Welcome, everybody. This is the internet. You're on the RBC network. Brian, how do you feel to be on the World Wide Web again?
Listen, I've been waiting to come back on here. I have so many topics to talk about.
Yeah, a lot of people were expecting a spring, summer show. We pushed it back to the fall and the winter, bringing the new year 2025 on the RBC network. We're glad to have you back. Season 2. We're super excited, Brian, and we got a nice show ahead of us tonight.
Let's get it going.
Well, let's jump right into it. In a letter that Mark Zuckerberg actually wrote, Zuckerberg says he regrets working with the Biden-Harris administration and was repeatedly pressured to censor posts. And Zuckerberg admits the government pressure was wrong and he should have been more outspoken. Does he truly care, Brian, or did he just get caught in the act? Thoughts?
No, he doesn't care. Come on. This guy is just, he's a puppet, just like Biden. He is, I don't know if he was afraid of him, but I think it's a good start, though, that he is actually coming out, and actually saying that this is what was happening in the previous administration. Right. And, let's not put that in the back burner.
Current administration, and obviously his letter to the House Judiciary Committee and Chairman Jim Jordan, he was expressing the regret in complying to Biden-Harris. So he has so much guilt almost built up that he felt like he had to put this in the forefront. I wonder if the situation going on in Brazil, I know that we were speaking about as well, has any impact with what's going on in America.
Yeah, I think maybe Elon Musk might have gotten a little bit, in his head. Look at all the great press that Elon and X is getting nowadays of being, that free speech, hero almost, right? That's the one of the main media outlets that are actually, letting people speak freely, letting the news flow without any interruption.
You broke the story. Brazil becomes the 5th country to ban the free speech app X. Speaking of Elon Musk, he ignored a Supreme Court order, and Brazil joins China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea as the 5th country, censoring the old Twitter app. Brian, I don't think it's healthy, but there's a trend going on, and Brazil is the 5th country, not the 1st. What are your thoughts on where free speech is on social media?
Well, as we see with X, obviously, right? They want to control what their citizens see, and our question is why? What are they hiding? What don't they want their citizens to know?
They're a fine upwards of like $9,000 if they use a VPN.
We have people around the country or around the world, setting their VPN for Brazil. So I like that, it's a worldwide thing now. People are starting to recognize, what these, world country leaders are doing. And I think that, you're starting to see a little bit pushback, which is good.
Let's move on quickly before we go to commercial break, Brian. Your boy, Joey Chestnut, you said he set another record.
He did. He broke his own record. He tore down 83 glizzies. Tore them down.
Well, Brian, well said. We have sports coming on later, but when we come back, Brian, don't go anywhere. We have a new segment here on season 2. It's called Pro vs. Con. Stick around. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to the internet, everybody. Thanks for scrolling and then stopping here. You're on the RBC network. We're going to go pro versus con. Brian, let's go right to the first topic. They're Robo-Taxis. Brian, are you familiar? The driverless self-driving vehicles. Pro, con? Start us off. You're a pro.
I mean, listen, I'm a pro. I got to see more from the technology, obviously. I need a few years. Let's see how it does. But listen, look at all the bad things that have happened with, Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, crime, creepy guys. These women have to worry about, creepy drivers. And I think, with the self-driving car, it eliminates all those problems.
Well, Brian, the cons, if I have to, just for context, there are companies that are leading the way, and especially in America, but around the world as well. They've been available since 2020. Certain states like Arizona, cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, Austin, Texas. There's an obvious con where humans aren't making the decision at the wheel. I mean, people are pretty aware of that. So if they don't trust humans, why would you trust a computer machine with you? I mean, listen, highway, local, we can talk about, that's just the obvious con. Here's another con though, Brian, that I was just, kind of thinking of right now. Who do you tip? Do they ask for tips?
Listen, that might be a pro that you're supposed to be the con. Now we don't have to pay any more tips. So
Wow. So maybe not the worst idea. Let's move on, Brian, here to a little harder of a topic, political at least. There's a new AI and government agreement. Brian, pros here?
it's a slippery slope. First off, AI is going to be able to know all of our information instantly. And now the government is going to be able to track that instant data on our lives.
Brian, where are the pros here?
I don't know if there are many pros. This is kind of scary knowing that they can see and instantly get most of our information. And as we've seen with this current administration, what they did with Facebook, as we previously spoke about, didn't work out in our favor. So hopefully, the right administration gets in there and does the right thing. And hopefully it's just, to protect our privacy and just to oversee AI. I'm hoping, but as we've seen in the past, that's not what the government is looking to do. As we've seen in Brazil, they want to censor our information. So it's hard to tell if it's a pro or a con.
President Biden signed into executive order, by the way. So this is an important big deal moving forward, obviously competing with other countries. And this is right now, on behalf of safety and just regulation. But we know, like you said, as Americans, we have to make sure this isn't about control over information, control over people, control over the future, Brian. I mean, this is how I think the movie Terminator starts out. Brian, I mean, listen, we want to wish for pros, but there are obvious cons here that you just alluded to.
Correct. It's a necessary evil that the government does have to watch over this AI. This new developing AI information and data systems. But it's also scary because we don't know what they're going to do with that information. As we've seen in the past, like we do not. They're doing deals with these major companies behind our backs and not letting the public know about it. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. But hopefully it's just for the privacy of our information.
I think one of the main reasons is U.S. is stepping in for other countries to say, hey, let's get intel on what's going on within these other countries. What are they doing with AI? So we know, hey, we can be ready for it. You never know, something like that. But when we come back, Brian, a lot less heavier stuff here. Stick around on the RBC network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these quick messages. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking around here. Before we let you go, Brian, the end of the night, we like to keep it light, fresh, and funny. There was an article and a research study published by Harvard Health Blog. Brian, did you hear about this one? Not all, but far too many venues only have hand dryers in their public bathrooms. Brian, I'm not sure how many experiences you have in the men's bathroom where you don't have the option. Where did the option go? Where did the paper towels go? I know this is a first world problem, obviously, but Brian, the bacterial horror of hot air hand dryers. This is right out of the Harvard blog itself. Hand dryers are essentially sucking up the restroom air from its environment for the entirety of days, weeks, hours, storing the particles, metastasizing it, spreading it, and then blowing it right back on your clean hands. Brian, what do you think of this epidemic of a lack of paper towels in the restroom? Where's the option?
Listen, now that you say that, maybe we should just walk straight out of the bathroom and just wipe our hands on our jeans, on our pants, on our shirt. Let's just get out of there. Get out of the public bathroom as quick as possible and just, don't even use anything in there.
I mean, Brian, that's honestly what people are doing without the paper towel option. I mean, at that point, why are you making me stay there an extra 35 to 60 seconds? You can't go anywhere. You just gotta, like, I'm getting a
I
minute.
never liked it. I never liked it. And then they have those new ones where you put your hands into the thing where you don't even know what's going to happen to your hands. You can't even see your hands. Something might grab your hands in there. You can't even see it.
I mean,
So
Brian,
I don't. Those are trapping it even more. Your hands aren't even free. They're just circulating.
where's the science being respected? Harvard publishes this post. Nobody cares. It's Harvard. Should we listen to Harvard?
Well, if you think about it, those hand dryers, they're in almost every single bathroom now.
How much can paper towels be impacting and cutting into your margins? I mean, just add them then. I want the option.
Use your clothes. Wipe them down. Your hands are clean. Just wipe it on your clothes a little bit.
100%, Brian. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in here to the RBC Network.
We have 1,000 people watching us right now.
Thousand?
My girlfriend is showing her tits.
Do we keep this? Or do we edit it, or do we keep this in the whole time?
No, let me go back to my main point though, Greg. You're looking a little bit pale here. And, I think it might be time for you to, make a nice trip down south and, get a little tan. Listen, summer just ended. And I know you guys were cutting out there. But now it's time to put on some muscle, put on some weight. So I want to see you guys get in the weight room and do your thing.
What about Bernardi Boot Camp?
When you say, what about Bernardi Boot Camp? It's here.
I can't talk right now. I'm on the potty.